It's time now for the Casey Ingram Show on WSTU. The opinions expressed are those of the program host and guest and not necessarily those of WSTU. WSTU does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. It's time to call in with your questions and comments at 220-9788, 220-WSTU. And now, here's Casey Ingram.
Forbearances, working remotely, internet shopping, retail space and rental income have been hit hard by COVID. If you're looking to restructure your debt, obtain financing, or equity, Commercial Mortgage can help you out. Tim Mullen at Commercial Mortgage has been providing debt restructuring services since 2003. Tim never charges a front fee, and all consultations are free. Tim only gets paid if he provides you a debt workout. Looking for a debt solution or financing? Give Tim a call at 772-872-6099 or visit commercialmortgagellc.com to schedule your free consultation. Also, the best kept secret in Martin County is the Fish House Art Center. Folks, this is one of the best places to go. It's so much fun. It's down in the Pocket in Port Salerno, and they have so many things there. A craft and creamery that serves craft beers, wine, and 24 flavors of ice cream. They have a marina, boat charters, art gallery, an Airbnb, paddleboarding. I mean, just everything at the Fish House Art Center. So I encourage everybody, just go out there and check it out. It's a really fun place. Of course, the art is wonderful, and you can look them up online before you head out at thefishhouseartcenter.com or call them up 221-5482. And finally, if you need a place to store your boat or if you need some work done on your boat, Indiantown Marina is really South Florida's best boat storage facilities. It's located on the Okeechobee Waterway, so super safe for the hurricanes. I tell everybody, it's not hurricane season yet, but it's coming, and if you don't have a place to store your boat, when a hurricane is named, you're probably not going to find a space. So reserve your space today. Indiantown Marina, they're inland on the Okeechobee Waterway, super safe place to keep your boat. And of course, it's a do-it-yourself and full-service boat yard where you can do electrical, mechanical, bottom painting, all that fun stuff. So give them a call at 772-631-3272. That's 631-3272. And also want to remind everybody the upcoming shows. I'm going to have Eric Miller with Talk About Martin next week, and we're going to be talking about the school board, Brightline Bridge issue, and also the Board of County Commissioners will be voting on a possible amendment next Tuesday. We're going to follow up to see where that ended up, but it's creating a new land use designation called rural lifestyle. Currently, that land is agricultural, which will allow for 1 unit for 20 acres. If they adopt the new designation, it'll be 1 unit for 5 acres. So that really changes the landscape in Martin County a lot, and a big change to the comp plan if they approve that. And following that, Michael Yan, you can Google him, very interesting fellow. He's a Green Beret. He's a combat correspondent for over 20 years. He's traveled in over 80 countries, and he has been studying the pandemic. And he has researched pandemics more than any person I know on this planet. And he has come up with a term, it's called PANFA War, Pandemic, Famine, and War. And he's going to come in, and he's not going to be in the studio, but he's going to call in because he's with the Freedom Convoy right now. But he's going to share with everybody why he thinks famine is coming, and it's going to be something that we've never seen. It's going to be worldwide, where typically before pandemics and famine went hand in hand in just certain areas of the world, where he thinks this is going to be worldwide. So it'll be a very interesting show, and that's going to be March 2nd. So I'm on to the second half of the show, and I'm really excited about this group. I don't know if you ladies know it, but I'm originally from Michigan, and I grew up just south of Jackson, Michigan. Oh. And guess what?
That's where we started.
That is where it started, 100 Women Who Care. And right here to my immediate right, I have Claire Rubal, and Janice Norman is on the other end of the table. 100 Women Who Care came together to donate $100 each. They raised $10,000, and they helped their community. So I really appreciate that Claire and Janice have come in here today to tell us about what's going on here in Martin County and what this wonderful organization has done here. All right, so I'm going to go to Janice first real quickly. Janice, tell us a little bit about this organization, when it was founded here in the county, if you know, or what do you do with the organization?
Well, I got involved with the organization about 1.5 years ago, and because I like the concept of collective giving and how it can make a difference. And also, I like the fact that we meet on a quarterly basis and we get to hear the pitches for the nonprofits, and then we that night vote so we know who's going to get the money, and then we get a follow-up from them so we know within 3 months how our money has been used.
Wonderful. That is extremely important organization, and how neat and what a fun thing to be able to do to help nonprofits out that need help. So, Claire, tell us, what is your involvement with the organization and how did it come here to Martin County from Jackson?
Well, my sister, Pippa Dinsdale, and I are co-founders of the Treasure Coast group for 100 Women Who Care. And I brought it to the Treasure Coast because there are a lot of 100 Who Care groups throughout the state of Florida, but we didn't have one here on the Treasure Coast. And I was, at the time, going back and forth between Michigan and Florida, and I belonged to a 100 Who Care group in Michigan.
Oh,
And so when I joined that group, we were 113 strong. When I left, we were 309 strong.
wow.
And so it's fun to give those $30,000 gifts a quarter. And so I said,
Yes.
I want to be able to do that here on the Treasure Coast because I think it's such a fun and simple concept. And it doesn't require a massive time commitment. And, people are busy. So, but people also want to be involved. And a lot of the time, they just don't know how, especially with our local nonprofits, because they don't have large advertising budgets
Right.
to let us know that they're there.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about the organization. Obviously, $100, everybody would chip in $100, and then
Right.
as the organization, you decide where that goes. But how are you reaching out to women? And if somebody wants to join your organization, where do they go? How do they find you?
We are a grassroots group. So the group belongs to every member that's a part of it, and we grow it together. And Janice has been a huge mouthpiece for us. And so, but the main way that people can locate us is through our website, 100womenwhocaretc.org.
Okay.
And that's the easiest way to find us. It's also the easiest way to sign up because the commitment form is right there on the website. So you can read what we're all about, how we got started, who we're supporting, who we have supported in the past. And if you'd like to make the commitment, just sign up right then and there. And you'll see also listed where all our meetings are for the next year.
So how often do you meet?
We meet once a quarter.
Once a quarter, so it's not a
Once a
huge
quarter
time
for 1 hour.
commitment at all.
Yeah.
That's it. So, and when you meet, that's when you decide for that quarter's donations where they'll
Right.
head. Do the women donate $100 every quarter, or is it $100 a year?
It's the commitment is $100 a quarter,
Okay.
so $400
Dollars
a year.
And how large is this group or the organization here on the Treasure Coast today?
The pandemic
Yeah,
gave us a little bit of a hit, but we kept going. We never missed a give through the
Wow.
pandemic. We are currently 46 members
Wonderful.
strong and working towards that 100 plus designation. So, and we don't cap it at 100. We can have as many members as we want. As I said with my Michigan
Right.
group, we're at 309 right now. And
Well, and certainly you being involved with both groups in both states, you know how to grow this. And ladies, this is a wonderful organization. I know we have a lot of listeners out there. And if you're looking to help a lot of different nonprofits, but you don't know who to help, this is a great organization to go to because you come together as a group, you decide which nonprofits you're going to help.
Right.
And it's various ones every quarter, so you don't
it's
have to
a
designate
great
just one.
educational process. Do you feel that way?
Yes, it is. So we learn, special projects that local nonprofits are doing and things that I never knew that existed, and I'm pretty involved in the community, so I've learned quite a bit.
So Janice, are you reaching out to the nonprofits and saying, if you have a need, which all of them do, come to us, or do they come to you and say, would you consider us as one of your donation organizations?
Actually, any group member can pitch. You just have to have a passion for a local nonprofit in the community. So whether you were personally affected by a gift from them, whether you're a board member or a member of the team, or if you just have heard about the good work that the group is doing in the community and you want to educate the rest of the group about it,
So tell us a little bit about some of the groups that you have helped. What are some of your success stories that you really stand out in your mind as saying that was really a good choice?
The first give was special because we were going into it, only had 20 members at the time, and thought, people were saying, well, what are we going to do with
Right.
$2,000? Because everybody was up for the hype of the $10,000 give.
Right.
And da, da, da. We were very blessed that Project Lift, who had started as purely a boys program, had adopted the Willows Project at that point in time, which is now Project Lift Girls. The problem for them was all the funding that was coming in for them was earmarked specifically for the boys.
Oh.
And so they desperately wanted to get this girls project going, and they couldn't get any funding for it. And it just so happened they needed $2,000, and we had $2,000 to give. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Perfect match.
It was a
meant to
perfect
be.
marriage at the time to get us started. And then from there, Janice came to the group through Catch the Wave of Hope.
Oh,
and
yes.
Introduced us to the good work that they're doing in terms of human trafficking.
Yes. Janice, I knew your name
Yes,
from somewhere.
exactly,
That is it.
And she just pitched for our latest recipient in first quarter, our community table,
Oh.
who are feeding the hungry
I haven't even
out
heard
in
of
the
that organization.
community. Relatively new community. You want to talk about
Yes,
it?
and the interesting thing, to Claire's point, is that I'm not involved in that group. I just know of them and how many people they're feeding and what it costs. And they have no overhead, no grants. They do it all through volunteerism. And I love the mission. So I pitched for it last month. Again, just a community person that thinks they have a great mission. And they actually were voted and received the money for the first quarter.
Oh, that's fabulous. And, it's really tough right now. I had the Salvation Army in here, but the show before yours.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, we're really concerned about food prices and availability.
Right.
So this is such a huge issue in the area. So the more organizations that are helping to feed our residents, all the better for sure. So that's definitely one of them. Claire, I have to ask you, with your accent, I can't tell if it's South Africa or England.
It's England.
England.
Yeah.
So you might be interested to know Tony Stevens from Foghat.
Okay.
He's just joined in the show, and you know Foghat, and he says hello to everybody. But he's over in England. He's based over there,
wow,
so right
okay.
outside of London. So
That's quite a listenership. That's
it
fantastic.
is. He's a great guy. He's been in the studio before and still tours around. And of course, the pandemic has slowed that down as well. But
Yeah.
but a lot of fun. So Claire, how long has the organization been established here in the county?
Since 2017, we had our first give October 17th of 2017.
So you were really just getting going before the pandemic
Yeah.
hit, and I'm sure that's tough because you can't meet during the pandemic, and you guys still did.
we did. Well, thanks to Zoom,
Yes.
we did, and
it's
so
hard to grow with an organization.
It's hard to grow at that point in time. Although I will say, between Janice and Chef Fisher, they've been quite the mouthpiece even during the pandemic, and allowed us to at least keep some stability to our numbers. So as we did lose some people, we
Right.
brought some new people on, and yeah.
So when you meet, is it at a certain place or is it changed quarterly?
Originally, when we started meeting, we were meeting over in Palm Cove at the Yacht and Country Club. Now we've been meeting virtually. We hope with the next give that's coming up in April that will be an in-person give. And we're actually looking for a new location. So location is TBD at
There
this
you
point
go.
in
There you go.
time.
So
Yeah.
follow the website to
Right.
kind of figure out where that next meeting will be. Do you already have a list of folks that you're choosing who will get the donation, or are they still coming in?
No, what happens is it's a fun process. It's really impromptu. So everybody that attends the meeting has the opportunity before the meeting starts to put their name in the hat for the group that they'd like to educate us about and pitch on behalf of. We draw 3 names, and those are the groups that we get to learn about that
Oh,
evening.
wow.
Yeah.
So it's
and then
a
at
little
the
bit
end
of a
of the
lottery
night,
if you're
we
good.
vote. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah. You usually have somewhere between 9 to 11 people right now that put their names in the hat to pitch.
So a
and,
third of them will be able to
Yeah.
pitch a group, and it's very exciting.
and
I
we
mean,
get to learn about 3 organizations every
Yes.
quarter, which is fun.
which is always something. So once an organization receives funding, are they still eligible future meetings, or do they kind of say you've been drawn, you got to wait 5 years or whatever?
In
it
the
is?
bylaws, it states that after a win, an organization would wait 2 years to be able to pitch again for funding. However, because we don't have 10,000, we're 100 members yet,
Right.
and so we don't have that $10,000 give, I do allow people to come back
Okay.
to the well until we do that first $10,000 give, and then the bylaws will kick in and we will say, okay, now you've got to wait 2 years. And we've got some groups that have been recipients multiple times. Catch the Wave of Hope was actually one of
Twice.
them.
Well, the human trafficking that's an issue.
Yeah.
I've had the Catch a Wave of Hope on the show before, so.
I think Care Bag, Graceway Village.
Oh yes, Care Bag's another really good
Yeah.
one. So, just so many groups.
Yeah,
it's
there are
probably
so
hard to
many
choose.
fabulous groups yes, some nights
So,
it's
ladies,
really hard.
It has to be. And ladies of the county and Treasure Coast. It's not just Martin County, is it?
It's
St.
the
Lucie?
entire Treasure
Treasure
Coast.
Coast.
Yes.
Ladies, I know there's 100 of us out there at least. It's just you got to know about the organization
Right.
and to join it. I mean, once a quarter, an hour. Do you have any wine there?
We don't.
No,
We
that
just
might
keep
help.
it really simple. It might. I'm not gonna lie about that. but-
However, on Zoom, there's
yeah,
wine.
there's wine. There you go.
There we go. And the other nice thing is, you don't have to worry about dressing up or hair or makeup. You just come as you are. And literally, sometimes I'll come straight from the farm, dirty, just to prove to people you really can just show up in your gym
Come
clothes.
as you are.
Like, come as you are. Can't get a babysitter. Bring the kids. I just want you there.
It's
I
just-
want you to learn about what's going on in the community, and if you have a calling to support what's going on in the community, to be able to participate. So however that happens.
And this is a 501c3, so it's a tax write-off, right?
Well, here's how that works. We're actually a fundraising group, and that's why every donation made is made directly to the nonprofit that we
Okay.
select that quarter, because they're all designated 501. So yes, it is a tax write-off, but not through 100 Women Who
Okay.
Care. It's a tax but that also lets people know the only thing we're doing is collecting funding and passing it on. So they
Right.
have that safety of knowing it's going directly to the nonprofit, and the nonprofit then comes back to the following meeting and tells us and shows us how that funding has been put to use. And usually it's a specific ask that they have that we grant. So we know, like the Gertrude Walden Child Care Center, we helped put the roof on the outdoor science center so the kids could be outside all year long, even when the sun's beating down in the summer or it might rain. Safe Space, they were able to create a children's play area in the waiting room, so that when mums come in, they've got their kids
Right.
with them, and they need to have a private chat. The kids have a place that's friendly and inviting and not scary.
So important,
Yeah.
exactly. It's a frightening time for them as it is, so to have a
I think-
comforting, fun place.
Right. For Graceway, we knew we fed 164 seniors a hot meal every Sunday for a whole year. And Kathy Mooring, their executive director, was fabulous. She actually gave us a caricature sketch of, I can't talk, of each recipient and their name and a little thank you note from them.
How important
And it was
is that?
really special.
It is.
So,
It is.
yeah.
I mean, ladies, I have to say again, this is such an amazing organization here on the Treasure Coast. And just $100, how far that $100 can go. You know, all of us can spare a
Collective
little
giving
bit.
is a really powerful thing.
It changes things in a hurry, honestly, when you have the collective giving. And 100 people, again, that's $10,000. In Michigan, you had 300 people, so you got
Yeah.
30,000 a quarter to really help. These are the types of organizations, and this organization in particular, when I saw the background of it, I just think it's just fascinating. So many people are giving and sharing, and that's what it's about. And so, Janice, you may know this. How many organizations have you helped here on the Treasure Coast since the inception, which you're going into your 5th year now? Do you know how many?
Is it 12 or 15?
Yeah, it's 12.
12.
Different organizations, and you know, here we are going this year, and the group continues to grow, and it's just exciting. I mean, I can't wait to see who you guys select next, and I'd love to hear about them. Even on the show, it might be kind of fun to illustrate. You were talking about some of the good uses that came out of these funding, the funding already. So, and I just can't say enough good things about it. So,
Thank you.
Claire, your next meeting is going to be in April.
Yes.
And again, folks, there's always time to sign up anytime in between
Right.
at the meeting.
People come to the meeting, and exactly, they
First
sign
time.
up right. They come as a guest. They like what they see. I don't think we've ever had a guest come and not say, "I want to participate tonight." It really is a contagious kind of feeling.
Well, I absolutely agree. And there's so many different groups here. You know, do you have a speaker that maybe goes out to other groups? Like I'm thinking of, you know, I just was at the Ladies Republican Club, and those ladies would, I think, enjoy something. Do you have a speakers bureau to go around and let other groups know about your group?
We really, at this point in time, it's a true grassroots effort. This year, I've started meeting once a quarter with executive directors in the community to ask them to help be mouthpieces for us and to
Yes.
brainstorm with us as to how to grow the group. So now I'm here full time, and I'm not going back and forth anymore.
Right.
I have the time to do it. And like I said, I've got inspirational members like Janice who are really gung-ho about it. And she just picked up a new member next door.
Oh, fabulous.
Always
advertising.
Yeah,
That's
always.
good. That's
Right.
good.
She's a phenomenal networker. So
Again, we're with Claire Rubal and Janice Norman. They are with 100 Women Who Care, a wonderful organization here on the Treasure Coast that helps any other nonprofit. They get to decide which one the money goes to, but it's just $100 a quarter, 4 quarters a year, and every quarter you pool the money that came in and choose an organization.
it's that simple.
And the wonderful thing too is you said you learn about new organizations because
All the time.
you're pitching about them, and there are so many nonprofits in the area, and it's tough for them, I know, to compete for money. So to have an organization like you, it's kind of comforting to know there's always some place to go.
Or another resource. There are lots of resources in the community, but we're one more.
There certainly are. There certainly are. So, folks, again, what is your website? 100 Women Who Care.
100
TC?
Women Who Care TC.org.
.org. So if you go to that website, you can follow the organization, find out when the next meeting is, and certainly donate anytime. I'm certain of that.
Absolutely.
And sign up.
And
on
sign
the,
up.
on the website.
Yeah, we want to get this to 100 women. I mean,
Absolutely.
this
We
is
do.
this is so doable. Absolutely, this is so doable. This organization, I know there's just so many caring people in this community. They just need to know.
Just need to get the
you
word
know,
out.
Yep, just need to know about it. I'm sure you ladies will get there. And Janice, you know, she reached out to me about this, and I was like, oh, this is wonderful. I didn't even realize there was a chapter here, so that was the issue, and I hope you can pick up some more
Thank
ladies
you for the
today.
opportunity. We
Oh,
appreciate it.
absolutely.
Always my pleasure. Always my pleasure. And folks, again, next week I want to remind you that we are going to have Eric Miller here. He is with Talk About Martin. And we're going to be talking about a lot of things that are happening in the community. He's got some school board issues he's going to bring up. Of course, that comp plan I mentioned at the beginning of the show. Brightline Bridge, that's a really big one when they said they're not going to upgrade that. It's going to remain single tracked. And, you know, they started running test trains up and down the
Right.
rail already, so I haven't seen one yet, but I've seen some pictures, and you know it's going to be a big change for our community. So Mayor Matheson will also come into the studio on March 9th, and he's going to talk about that as well as other things that are happening in the city of Stuart. And of course, March 2nd, Michael Yan, he's just a combat correspondent that's been working for over 20 years in this industry, and folks, it's going to be an amazing show, and I highly encourage you to tune in because he's very concerned about our food supply worldwide, and he's going to go into why. It's not just because of a food supply. There's the pandemic, there's the supply chain issues, and then there's fertilizer issues. There's a lot of things going on we just haven't heard a lot about. So this man, I spoke with him for over an hour on the phone yesterday, and the information he'll have will be absolutely fascinating. So those are the shows that are coming up. But in the meantime, you know, 100 Women Who Care, Janice Norman, Claire Rubal, I appreciate you bringing this organization to the Treasure Coast, and I think it's super exciting, and I 100% know you're going to get the support you're looking for. So
Thanks, Jen.
So, other than that, folks, that's the exciting things that are happening here in Martin County, and you know we just have so many fun things that are coming up. Even after March 9, we're going to be having the Mutt March in the city of Stuart. It's another
So
fun organization, and that's coming up. I think it's the weekend of I want to say the 20th or 22nd, something like that, here in Stuart. But always things to keep our eyes open and know what's going on in the community. So, again, we had the Salvation Army on earlier in the show, and now we have 100 women who care. Both of these organizations are doing so many good things for Martin County, St. Lucie County, Okeechobee, the whole Treasure Coast. And right now it's trying times for everybody, and I think especially for anybody that's fallen on hard times, to have these organizations out there helping, we couldn't be more grateful. So, and I've got to go. Evan says a couple seconds. Claire Rubel, Janice Norman, thank you so much. 100 Women Who Care.